Hello, this is Dr. Jeanette Raymond, psychologist, psychotherapist, and relationship expert, here with part 3 of my video series on how we develop our emotional defenses when we're little and how we make use of them as we grow up, and how we find our partners and play out some of these defensive maneuvers in an attempt to maintain the relationship and not feel bad, and to get your needs met. So today I'm going to talk to you about the person that Shelley, who I spoke about yesterday, is going to meet when she's an adult and she's going to marry. His name is Liam, and he grows up in a home where his mother is delighted to have him, so much so that she stops her husband from coming back into their marital bed after Liam is born, and keeps him there as a way of making sure that her husband doesn't come in, and her whole world is revolving along Liam, so he feels very spoiled and he's the only one. He gets all the attention, and he enjoys it. Like, he develops a sense of omnipotence, like I can do anything and I can get anything and I can control anything. Almost magical thinking that mom is there just for him and he'll always win, and get anything, anytime, anywhere, in such a way that he becomes used by his mom to create a distance between him and her husband, so that eventually, when Liam is a toddler, he feels his father's envy and competitiveness. And they're two boys eking it out for mom's attention. And mom loves it. Like, they both want her. Wow, what a way to feel valued and desired. Two men fighting over her. And of course, she's always going to have the baby and make him the winner and tease her husband. And sometimes she teases Liam a little bit by giving daddy a kiss, or by sitting next to him on the sofa and making Liam stay on the floor and play, or putting him in his crib at night, and pretending to have dad in her bed. So he's made to feel very insecure when dad is brought back into mom's life, little by little, just as a tease. So there are some times when he feels omnipotent, omniscient, he knows everything, he can do anything, he's got magical thinking, he's got all these powers, delusions of grandeur even, and then he has to face the reality. Remember, we talked about Shelley not facing reality when her little sister was born. Her brother, sorry, Andrew. We are now looking at how Liam, in his toddlerhood, is having great difficulty facing the reality that his mother is using him to manipulate the marital relationship and to make herself feel like she's the object of desire, that the men in her life want to fight over her, so she must be precious and wonderful, and she can be the manipulator and the arch mover and shaker in the family. So what does Liam do to defend against these horrible feelings of having to find himself hating his father, finding himself wanting to do away with his father? And some of you may be thinking Oedipal complex. Yes, that's right. It's part of it. But in the true resolution of the Oedipal complex, mom and dad will get together and tell Liam that he has a different place in the hierarchy in the family. He's number 2 and mom and dad are number 1. And he's never going to be the number 1 with dad or the number 1 with mom. But of course, mom doesn't do that. So he never gets to resolve his Oedipal issues. And he's always in a war with dad. But the war is inside. How do I admire and love my dad and make him into the role model that I need to go out and be a man in the world without feeling like I'm henpecked or cuckolded, just like my mother's making him feel by making me into some kind of substitute lover for physical, emotional, social, and psychological needs and using it to twist the knife in dad. How do I learn to live with both of them? He's my dad. I love him and I need him and I need a role model and I need a male figure to look up to so that when I grow up, I can find a woman in my life that I can have a relationship with that's different to my mom and healthier than with my mom. How do I do that? When I'm feeling hatred and envy and I want to do him in because he's taking my mom away from me and my mom's uh, telling me bad things about him and teasing me and egging me on to compete with him and telling dad about, look what your son can do. He's much better than you. He knows how to do this better than you. He gives me more affection than you. He does this, that, and the other. You're useless, and so on. And so he's been made to feel better, bigger than his dad, more powerful than his dad, which gives him these feelings of omnipotence and omniscience. So what does he do? What does Liam do? Well, he splits himself in two. One is where he can love his dad and want the role model, and the other bit is where he doesn't, he's envious and hateful, and he has to uh, win a battle over his mother with his father. And this is very difficult. It becomes a conflict. So it's almost impossible to live with that kind of conflict. So what can he do as he grows up with this conflict? He's already using the defenses of splitting. So here's what he can do. He can use the defense of projection. So all the bad stuff that he feels about himself, he doesn't like the fact that he hates his dad, that he's envious of him, that he wishes he could kill him. He doesn't like the fact that he's got murderous rage towards his dad, envy, hatred, disgust, uh, and that any good feeling about his dad is icky and disgusting and can't be melded in. So in order for him not to feel bad about all these horrible, hateful, nasty feelings that he has inside himself about his dad, he uses the defense of projection. So it's not him that hates his dad. It's not him that envies his dad. It's not him that feels murderous rage towards his dad. It's somebody else. So in his world growing up, it's his grandma or anyone else who he says, you're the hateful one because you're trying to take me away from mommy. You're the one that's bad because you're causing a rift between me and my mother. You're the one that's hateful and envious because you can't tolerate the fact that me and my mom are a team and a pair. You don't like it. You keep trying to pull us apart. So all the hatred, envy, disgust, and murderous rage he projected into whoever was available. And normally people would take it because they could see it wasn't healthy. And there was a little kind of template and hook where it hooks on, and they would take it. And in that way, Liam was able to evacuate all the bad stuff that he felt about himself because he couldn't tolerate it. He couldn't live like that. And he could at least keep the good stuff about his dad. He's my dad. I love him. He needs to be my male role model. He needs to show me how to live in the world as a man because otherwise I will always be mommy's baby and she'll always depend on me and I'll never be able to be a fully fledged human being and an adult. So I need him for that. So he used the defense of splitting, first of all, mom and good and bad about dad, and then projecting all the hateful stuff he had over and over again onto whoever was available. And sometimes as he grew up, it became mom. He projected all his murderous rage, hatred, envy, disgust, and so on into mom and made her the bad guy so he could at least feel some healthy connection with his dad as a good person who gave him his life and who was the only one who could show him how to be in the world as a man and have a relationship with a woman, rather than keep Liam in this kind of enmeshed, symbiotic, unhealthy relationship with his mother and kind of growing up like a wimp. So I hope you enjoyed this story about Liam. And in my next video, I'm going to tell you what happens to Liam when he grows up. And then we'll have two about Shelley and two about Liam. And then we'll talk about how they meet as adults and how they act out all these defenses between them. So, bye for now.